Welcome back to Sounds of Success with Noah Swiderski, the premier business podcast that connects you with the best and the brightest CEOs and professionals in the industry. Today, we have a very special guest who has been making waves in the digital transformation space, Tony Samia, a digital transformation consultant and business development manager at Weevi. With over 20 years of experience in business consultancy and sales management, Tony has a proven track record of delivering innovative digital solutions that drives business growth. Let's dive into his remarkable journey and explore the insights he has to share with us. Hello and welcome, Tony.
Hello, Noah. Thank you for this great introduction, and thank you for inviting me for this great opportunity to be a part of this podcast.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And I think, when talking about business growth, business development, you're the first person I always think of. Can you take us back to the beginning of your career? I know Weevi's not the only thing you've been a part of, contribution to your success. What initially drew you to the field of digital transformation and business consultancy?
Yeah, sure. I think it's a long story, but I think it's at the same time a bit boring because I used to be working like for 20 years, over 20 years at the same company or at the same group. It started with me like in a very a random way. I was doing my final project at the Queen. It was a very small company with like three creative people, young entrepreneurs, and I joined them to do my project. And after this, I found myself there. I found myself part of this great company. I told them that I will be working with you. I started working as a developer because I used to be a developer at the beginning. I have a bachelor in computer science. I worked as a developer for a few years. And then after this, I moved to the project management department for also a few years. And after this, I started like diving into the business development and sales. Najib, Tony, and Walid, they are my mentors and role models. They helped me a lot. Each one of them was like a role model in part of the business. Someone coming from the design side, someone coming from the digital transformation side, and someone coming from the business management and the business development side. So I learned a lot from them, and they gave me a lot of opportunities, especially while moving from department to another. The last move was the greatest one. Once Tony told me, Tony is the CEO and the business development director then. He told me that you have to move to the sales department, and it was a shock how I am coming from the other side, from the programmer and programming side. But he believed in me, and he told me you have to be there. Once I moved to this sector, to this department, I found myself there. I found myself helping businesses to understand the business, to understand how the digital sector can complete their business, how they can be present online. I learned from Tony, also from Najib and Walid, that you have to be sitting on the other side, on the client side. You have to understand the business. You have to understand the competition, the goals. You have to understand their pains and their fears and everything. And you have to come up with something that is covering all their business aspect, especially to reflect their business strategy, business identity, and at the same time to be a successful project, not only to be present online. And when you have all these experiences from programming to design and then business development, you can be acting as a business consultant and as digital consultant. And I was lucky to have this journey with them and to have this trust from them to be here now and to be now managing Weevi in different markets, not only in one.
It sounds like they gave you a true platform and the keys to be successful. You've been with Cohen and Weevi for many years. How have these experiences shaped your understanding of the digital landscape, particularly in the F&B sector?
Yeah, look, when it comes to F&B sector and also to other sectors, I think the challenge is always the same. The challenge is that mainly the business owners and even the like business managers and developers and anyone who's coming from the entrepreneurs part or sector, they have a lot of ideas about the business, online business. They want to be online, they want to use these digital platforms, but they don't have anyone to guide them into how they should be present there, how they should use all these platforms. So what I learned in my journey, either with Quain or Weevi, that we have to play this role. They need someone to guide them. Quain at the beginning was like a company that is creating new solutions. Like 25 years ago, it was a challenge to convince someone to have an e-commerce website or a VOD system. We had to educate the market, especially in the MENA region, and to educate like businesses how to be present online, and that these businesses should be present in a better way online to have a complete solution. So once you have this as a mindset, it will be easy to transform any business. It will be easy for you to let the business like owner or business manager to understand the right way and how they should redirect their business online. And this is what we were doing. Once we started with Weevi, we found like a huge opportunity in the F&B sector. You know, F&B sector, especially restaurants, it's a growing sector everywhere, and they have all these challenges coming around. These aggregators from a side, from another side, the competition, and at the same time, you have to think about uh, especially after COVID, the digital like menus and all these stuff. So a lot of tools are coming around, and businesses are not like finding the right knowledge and the right time to manage all these. So we started with a huge project. One of our clients asked us to create a whole solution, and then we created it. It was a full website and mobile app for online ordering. When we found a huge success in this, we found that yes, we have to give this opportunity to every single restaurant, to every single shop, to every single grocery. And we found that yes, they were maybe waiting for this opportunity for someone like us to come and say, look, we have everything that you need, and we are here to help you in order to achieve the best online in a good way and in the best way for your business.
I've always been a true believer that success is when preparation meets opportunity. It truly feels like not only you, but in your team, but also Weevi. It really fills that need that a lot of business owners have been looking for. And it's evolved into a powerful online ordering ecosystem. What specific innovations or maybe features do you believe sets Weevi apart from other solutions that are in the market?
Okay, when we started with Weevi, I was talking about maybe one feature or one tool. Now we can talk about, and proudly, about a full ecosystem. Weevi became now a full system that can be covering all the aspect of the business online. When it comes to online presence, you have to think about having a digital menu, a website, a mobile application, a loyalty system, and it should be connected to different tools. So we started with Weevi as a digital or online ordering system, and it was great. We added on the way many features and tools. I think what differentiate us and make us like leaders in this sector, that we like never ignored any like comment or feedback or request from any client. Every single request we got from a client or from a restaurant, we took it seriously. We just analyze it and put it in the right way in our pipeline. And I can tell you that from 10 years till now, maybe we got more than 100 requests, and I can assure that mainly most of them, they are already implemented, because you have to learn from your client, you have to learn from their experience. Now I can say that Weevi is almost a complete solution. It's connected to more than 50 systems, point of sale systems, loyalty systems, delivery aggregators. And the most important things that we found, some partners that can like help our restaurants to overcome their challenges, especially the huge challenge, which is the aggregator challenge. Again, I will say something that these aggregators are great. They shifted the market to another place. They educated people how to use the online tools and to order online. We should only say this about them and appreciate them, but in the same time, we have to use them in the right way. Weevi is putting the restaurant in the right position. We come to the restaurant and we tell them, you have this presence there and these aggregators, you have to stay there. But these aggregators are giving you customers, but you have to own your customer. In order to own your customer, you have to have your own platform and the right way to redirect them to your platform. And this is our role as Weevi, to educate the restaurant, to give them the right platform, the right presence, to connect it to all these tools, and then to give them the sales tools and boosters to be able to give the hook to their clients and customers to penetrate to their platform. Once you have the data of your customer, you can communicate with them. You can then send them offers, promotions. You can give them the best deal. And this is the main role of Weevi. And I think we're succeeding on this. And we're reaching now a point that we almost completed the whole cycle online for the online presence.
I love that. And I want to dive just a little deeper in that. Given the dominance of these aggregators, how does Weevi empower restaurants to build their own customer bases and reduce dependence on these platforms?
Again, I will say something. We have always to benefit from the big like players and platforms. Whenever it is, if it is like a digital platform like these aggregators, or it is social media, if you use it the right way, you will be benefiting from that. If you use it the wrong way, it will be maybe a weak point in your business. So once you educate the restaurant or the business owner or even the marketing team how to use our tools and Weevi in the right way, they will benefit from the presence that they have there. These platforms are mainly used for two things. One thing is for the marketing, to get new leads, and they are doing a lot there. They are paying a lot to compete with each other, and they give you this huge presence. And the second thing, which is maybe the challenging part, is the delivery. Now, from our side, we give them the great presence. We give them the presence everywhere, not on like a single part of these platforms. We give them every presence in every like single device, and we give them the opportunity to partner with some of our like providers to give them the other part, which is the delivery. Once you have everything, the only missing thing is like the will and the strategy. You just have to shift your strategy toward like gaining these like customers and to put them in your platform. If you have the tools and you have all these, you cannot say no. I will not just use these platforms to keep like generating leads. And the big mistake that is happening now, I have to say this, because every time I see it, I feel like sad, honestly. When I see like a restaurant having a campaign online and asking people to come to his restaurant and then asking them to go to the aggregator. This is not good at all for the business, because literally what you're doing, you're paying to get a customer and then you're sending them to another platform. It's the same like if you have a shop here and you have also another shop in the mall. And once someone comes to your shop, you tell them, okay, you can buy from my shop in the mall. They will go to the mall and they will find thousands of shops, and maybe you will lose them and you will lose their data. It's almost the same. So again, these platforms are great, are amazing. We have to benefit from them. We have to benefit, and also the restaurants, they have to benefit from them, but in a smart way. Once it starts like harming the business, they have to stop it here and to shift all their efforts to drive the traffic to their own platforms. Again, the tools that we provide, they can be used even offline, because now the client will say, how can I communicate with the customer if I don't have the data? So you have to use the offline tools. Yes, you have to use your package, you have to use your QR code, you have to use your menu in order to tell the user, look, I have this offer, I have this this promotion. Just come to me and order. If you just get your loyal customers into your app, it's a big win.
And I love being around other like-minded people in the digital space. So I really wanted to ask, in your experience, what are the biggest digital challenges that businesses face today, especially in the food and the beverage industry?
Okay, this I will generalize a bit the answer because it can be applied to anything, honestly. I used to sit with many people, especially like startups, entrepreneur, having great ideas. What I found is missing in many of the cases is the knowledge and the like digital presence. That means I will give you some examples, like just to understand what is missing in this like process. If you have to do something in the finance, for example, you have to go to somewhere and to find someone professional as a consultant, and and you will ask for a service to guide you. And the same if you're doing something legal, and the same if you're building like a house. You will not draw it and then go to the construction and tell them just build the house. What is happening in the digital sector, because all these digital tools are present everywhere, and the business owners feel like I own these tools for free, I can use them for free. There is misconception that I can use them also easily without the need of any service, without the need of any like consultant or advisor. And this is very wrong, because what's happening, they do the strategy themselves and they go directly to the end result, which is like the developer or the designer. They tell them, please give us this. So here, this bridge, which is the missing bridge, is the knowledge, which should be coming from someone who's specialized in like building these businesses and guiding them. I have now thousands of platforms and many like ways to be online. I cannot be everywhere. I have to be in a specific place that fit my business. So what is missing here is the strategy, is the knowledge in the business, is the understanding that I need someone to guide me. It's the missing part. It's very hard to sell something to someone who needs something but doesn't know. Like someone is sick but doesn't know it's sick, he will not go to the doctor. It's almost the same. So what we used to do, again, at Quain and Weevi, we used to play this role, which is not part of our scope. We're not the consultant. We're the designers and the developer and the digital like professional. But when we see someone who needs guidance, who needs someone to guide them in this journey, we cannot say like, go find someone, because we know they will not do it. So we took it like on us to do it, to guide them. And in many cases, I sat with many like entrepreneurs and startups. At the end of the meeting, I told them, this project, this concept is great, but it's not ready to succeed now. You don't have to start. And they got shocked because they told me, your sales, you have to sell us the solution. I told them, no, I don't have to sell you something that will not work. And these same people keep like calling me every while to tell me, we have a new idea, I want to work with you, because they know that I'm not doing something just to sell. I am doing something to make their business succeed. And this is.
And you mentioned being client centric, and your approach is very personalized to exactly what they're looking for. It reminds me very much like a doctor. They don't just prescribe any medication to anyone. You want to make sure that you're the right fit and you're a perfect fit, and it's going to benefit them and be mutually beneficial for you and the other party. So you mentioned the importance of that. Can you share a time when this approach made a significant difference for a client?
Exactly. This is a great example, because in my opinion, my experience, even if two people coming from the same sector and maybe competitors, every single one has like different approach, different strategy, different budget, also different capabilities and resources. So now if you talk to everyone same language, it's not a professional thing. I used to say like many times that I am not acting as sales. I didn't act as sales, because sales means that you have something and you have to sell it. You have something that you have to say about things about it. It's nice. You have to take it. But when you are a consultant, that means you have to understand what's happening there and to talk the same language. Sometimes in the same company, at the same company, if you talk with three people, you talk differently with each one. Because if you talk to someone who's coming from the marketing department, you talk a different language than someone coming from the business department or from the technical department. The same happened when it is like on different businesses. So when you talk to like, let's say, restaurant, and you understand that their pain is in the internally in the operation, you cannot like sell them something that does not fit this issue. You have to solve the issue that they have, or at least you have to guide them how to solve it in order to have the solution. So this applies to everything, to every kind of business and sector, but especially in the F&B, because the F&B is like a growing business and it is very dynamic. So you can see everything. You can see big chains, small chains. You can see now the concepts of the street food. You can see the concept of the cloud kitchen, multi-brand, all these. Every single one has different story. Believe me, every single one. And that's why I don't get bored from like talking to people and solving their problems and finding solutions, because there is nothing similar, nothing, like literally nothing. The only thing that is similar is that everyone needs to succeed. Everyone needs to enhance their presence, to get like more orders, to enhance their sales. But other than this, you have millions of ways to guide them and to say it.
And when we talk about businesses that want to make a digital transformation for their brand, I'm sure you've seen this hundreds of times. What are the biggest mistakes they make, and how can they avoid these mistakes?
Okay, again, once you don't have the guidance and the like expert who can guide you, what happens? A lot of companies, unfortunately, they benefit from this. So if you come to me and you don't know what you know what you want, but you don't know what you need, so I can sell you anything. So I know a lot of clients coming to me after like getting trapped many times, not one time or twice, maybe many times, because they got like trapped by someone. It's like you're going to someone to fix your car, but you don't understand anything about the car. They can tell you anything. So this is happening a lot in the digital world. So you come to me, I sell you a website that does not fit your business, that is not compatible with your strategy or your like vision or your brand identity. And then it's not like maybe scalable. I don't know. It has many things that should be there, but they are not. And you found this after like a few months, and then the business stopped at some point or failed. You have to go to the starting point. The good thing that all these are lessons and they are learning from this, but it's not like a cheap lesson. So they have, after like many trials, to understand that this will not work like this way. You have to understand that you need someone to guide you, or at least you have to go to a big company that gives you the honest, transparent guidance and give you the right solution in the right time, not to just sell you anything. So yeah, this is, I think, the biggest challenge, and you can find it everywhere, especially for SMEs.
And how do you see the role of digital strategy evolving over time for businesses in the F&B sector? And what trends should they be most aware of?
With this, like all these tools and especially AI and all these comes around and playing like a big role in these sectors and everything, like you cannot expect what's happening next, honestly. But I can say like the presence online, it's not optional anymore for me. You have to be present in a great way. You have to benefit from all these tools. Lately, I was at an event in London. I met with a big company from India. They have a great solution for a robotic solution for restaurants. And I like did like a kind of partnership just before the event. We implemented Weevi on the robot, on top of the robot. So it was like implemented as a screen. The digital screen, the interface of Weevi was directly placed on the robot. So the robot will come to you and then you can order from it. So imagine from these two technologies, if you have some like sense of creativity and innovation, you can do great things. And now we are shifting toward like the AI tools and automated, everything to be automated. I think many people will be afraid that they will lose jobs, like especially in the F&B sector. We're talking about call center, about waiters. I think if someone will lose a job for some reason, they will find somewhere else to enhance their job. They have to use these tools. This is my advice. You have to use these tools, to not be afraid from them. You have to use them the same way. Once something happened 20 years ago and some search engines appears, and it was shocking, and maybe some people stopped like some services due to this. But after this, they created the new tools, they created the new services around these. They started benefiting from like these tools to do like faster research. And now these tools are like there. We cannot like just ignore them. We have to use them in the best way. This is what we're doing in Weevi. Now we're using the AI tool to create something to target users in a smart way based on the behavior and the history and many things based on AI tools, which is something that everyone should do and should use. So yeah, I can say we're going to a great place if we know how to use it, if you know the right way to use all these like technologies and tools. Yeah.
Now, education seems to be a crucial part of not only your brand, but your approach. How do you engage and educate? How do you educate these clients about the necessity of digital solutions in today's competitive market?
On a personal level, I'm doing a lot, honestly. But on a personal level, now with your help, maybe I will do more. But on a personal level, you have to be like active and to try to find the right network and place to. It's not efficient enough, but I'm trying as much as I can to educate like people around me, to tell them how they have to approach these technologies and these tools, how to be present online. But I think it's not enough. That's why we're now trying to expand this and to create like maybe some activities around this, maybe events, conferences. We're collaborating with some partners to start educating not only our client, which is the business, also to educate the other side, which is their customer. Because if the customer does not know that they have to go there and to use these platforms, and they will stay somewhere else, and the client will see like they are there, they are still like using these aggregators, how to redirect them. So we're trying to first to educate the businesses by creating some articles, videos online, campaigns, and also soon we will do in different places, especially in UK, in the US, in Lebanon, in KSA, where we have now offices in all these places. We will be doing some activities, business events, conferences, to educate these people, to tell them how to use these tools in the best way and how to use Weevi and similar platform in the best way for their businesses. Because yeah, we have to do it. It is missing somehow, and we have to help them.
I'm glad you're truly filling that need. Now, lastly, what advice would you give to aspiring digital consultants who maybe want to make an impact in the industry? What skills or mindset do you think are essential for success?
Sorry, the advice to the digital consultant or businesses?
Both.
Both. Okay. So again, I will repeat this thing, because I would do the same if I'm doing something that I don't know about. I can tell both sides, like, be genuine and say it as it is. If you don't know a lot about something, just seek advice. It's the same in everything, the same in your like health or your finance or everything. And the same thing I can say like to anyone who's in the digital field, as a provider, as a supplier. Please be genuine with your clients. Tell them the right thing. It's not about selling product. It's about helping them to have the right presence and the right solution. So if you find someone who's like misleading the way and don't know where to go, please help them in the right way. And even you, if you don't know, you have to tell them. And it happened with me a lot. I'm not like the genius who knows everything. I can tell many people that this thing, a special thing, I don't know about it. You have to go and find someone who knows about it. This is very simple, and this is the genuine way that like you keep your reputation, you help customers, and you will be the real guide and the real consultant. And from the business side, the most important, again, try to find someone professional, work with big companies, not because they are big companies, because you can rely on their experience, you can rely on their reputation, and you can get the best of their solution for your like online presence.
Thank you so much, Tony, for sharing your insights. I can't wait to watch even more success of yours as well as Weevi's. And that wraps up another episode of Sounds of Success. A huge thank you to Tony Samia for sharing his insights on digital solutions and how Weevi is reshaping the entire landscape. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a review for the hottest podcast in the game. Thanks so much, Tony.
Thank you so much, Noah.